Jacob's father. And it took me a minute to like, oh, Jack, how are you? Mm-hmm. So we got to meet your father up here. He was up here for a while. We were talking about, obviously, his career. He had an unbelievable career and everything that he taught you. Just the start of the year, the family and everything. How is this season going?
Oh, it's going, awesome. Obviously, the record-wise, we're not where we want to be right now. We're a couple tough losses there, and I believe here at home against the Cubs, and then one tough one in Colorado last week. But we're fighting. We're getting ready each and every day to go out there and play our brand of baseball. So we're enjoying it. The start of the season is always fun. So
there's a lot of hoopla when you came up, obviously last year, and immediately, unfortunately, there was an injury. This year, the start of your season, you got to be one of the guys. Is this really the start, like normalcy for you? Have you enjoyed that?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Like I said, I love coming out here every day with these guys and putting on the uni and being able to go out there and pretty much go to war with those guys. We go play another team, try to get try to get as many wins as possible. So just being able to stand side by side with these guys has been it's been an unbelievable experience so far.
Has the game slowed down a little bit for you?
Yeah, a little bit than last year. Obviously, with the debut, everything's a little fast just because you're just so much adrenaline. Looking forward to it for so long. But it's been great so far. Just being able to kind of breathe, take a step at a time, and really just trying to slow the game down as much as possible, like you said. So no, it's been great.
Yeah, Eric Martins and I were talking over the weekend about, because we did a whole thing on NBC about you, and what I wanted to focus on, because a lot is going to be made about offense, but when you talk about what you need to do for this ball club every single day other than hit is play defense and how you've grown defensively. Talk about how much work you guys have put in and how things have changed for you playing shortstop.
Yeah, the main thing was kind of the first step, explosion, being able to try and get to as many balls as I can, working on the, step to the right, being able to get as far as I can to the right, as far as I can to the left, being able to just cover as much ground as possible. I've been doing a lot of great work with the coaches here. They've had very good insight, to playing shortstop and covering ground with the strength coaches as well. But it's been great. You go out there with EMR every day, work with your hand stuff. We work with the glove work, and it's just kind of just taking the routine day by day and been doing the same thing just to stay on top of it, so I can go out there and play good defense for this club.
Obviously, a new home field is going to be your home field for the next 3 years. How's the infield here?
It's been great so far. We only have short sample. We have 3 games, but so far I've been loving it. It's been great. Ground crews done a great job. So it's it's pretty clean out there, and I'm excited to work on it.
One of the big things for me with this ball club is starting to get some normalcy, right? There hasn't been a whole lot of normalcy here for the last couple of years. And obviously just 3 games to start out. Now you're having a real homestand, right? It's 3 games, San Diego, a day off. Then you got the New York Mets coming to town. So wherever you're staying, you now get used to it.
Yeah.
Restaurants, where to shop, what to do, how to get to the ballpark. Do you feel like you're now going to settle into some normalcy?
Yeah, I think definitely with the 6 games we have at home, it's starting to really, get familiar with the area, get comfortable with, driving the field every day, being able to drive home, where to eat, all that good stuff. So, it's nice to be able to, spend pretty much a full week at home. It's gonna be nice to be able to, stay in kind of your apartment, your own space, rather than pack up every 3 days and go on the road. So it's gonna be nice to be at home.
Well, we have followed your journey since you were drafted out of Grand Canyon to the minor leagues all the way. We've talked to you at every level, and I kept telling you, you're going to be here.
Yeah.
I kept saying to you, this is going to be your job. Yeah. And now that you're here, just talk about the approach of you at the plate. We know you're a high average guy. It's about contact. You've shown you can pull the ball and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Talk about your approach and where you are now.
Yeah, I go out there every day. You kind of have to have a different mindset up here. You're facing the best pitchers in the world pretty much. So just to be able to go up there and look for a pitch that you want to hit in a certain count, and kind of being able to go up there and have good battles against these pitchers. When they want to hit a spot, they usually tend to hit that spot, and you just try to capitalize on their mistakes. If they leave a slider hanging or leave a fastball down the middle, you just try to kind of attack on those pitches, because if you miss those, it's gonna be tough to get another one like that, because these guys up here are just so good. So you just try to go up there and just have good at bats. Try to get on base, try to put the ball in play, and the more times you get on base, odds are you're gonna score more runs for your team. So it's kind of my mindset going into it, just going up there and having good at bats.
Now your strength though is that you do it every day. Not everybody can do it every day. Hitting a baseball is one of the physics show it. It's one of the hardest things to do in all sports. Your strength, talk about that, is doing it every day, replicating contact every day.
Yeah, I think just being able to work on kind of all that stuff in the cage, being able to work on, hitting a pitch away, hitting a pitch in, up, down, whatever it is, work on sliders, just being able to, see all these pitches before the game and just being able to do it every day is kind of something that I've really been focusing on, just being able to go up there and just obviously with the hand-eye coordination, just being able to go up there and, like I said, kind of spoil the good pitches. If they throw a good slider down away, be able to foul it off, or a fastball away, foul it off until you get that mistake. So for me, it's just, like I said, just putting the ball in play is kind of the main thing for me, and just going in the clubhouse, going in the cage every day, really working on everything that I can do to prepare myself for the game.
So to start the season with the hitting streak, you passed your father at 10. Was there a text or a phone call home?
I told him last night. I saw it, so I told him last night. I was like, hey, just so you know, you had 9, I had 10. So just a little friendly banter.
Well, you move your feet a lot in the box. That was one thing we noticed. And your father told us up here about after his career, he got into boxing. There's a lot about movement.
Yeah.
Just talk about the work you've done with your father when it comes to hitting. Obviously, defense, you're both shortstops. So talk about the work that you've done and how he's trained you. And movement's a good thing.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me has always been the hands. Being able to push the hands back into a certain slot that I want him to be in to produce as much force as I can. We talked about kind of throwing a punch. Like you don't want to throw it from a very small angle. You want to really wind
static.
out.
You don't want to be still static.
Yeah, you don't want to be static. You kind of want to reach back and be able to produce as much power as you can. So that's always kind of where the hands has come from. Being able to push the hands back and really getting into that stance when you want to hit is kind of like a basketball defender. You don't want to be you don't want to stand up too much because the guy can go around you. You don't want to be too low. You kind of want to be right in that sweet spot. So just being able to get to that point and being able to get the hands back to where they need to be and just being ready to hit. These guys throw a lot of strikes. They throw a lot of good pitches. So just be able to be as good spot as I can is kind of the main approach.
Let's end on this. Seattle, Chicago. Then all of a sudden, you're taking on the Padres.
Yeah.
You're taking on the Mets, Juan Soto. How much fun are you having?
I'm having a blast. It's awesome. It's truly, you go out there every day and it never gets old. It's always just, it's the most fun. Like the kid inside of me is always, ecstatic to play baseball. So you wake up every day, you get to play this game pretty much almost every day, very few off days. But it's a blast.
It's what you dreamed about.
For sure. Yep.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much.
Shortstop of your athletics, Jacob Wilson. We're going to be doing this for a long, long time, and I look forward to it.
That's me too.